Hello and thank you for listening in. I'm Samantha Yancey.
And I'm Alan Yancey.
And this is Ask a Massage Couple. Today we are going to be telling our story.
Yeah, our own stories.
How we got into massage, how we met,
Uh-oh.
and everything that we've been doing since then.
Well, not everything.
Well, not everything. So sit back,
Okay.
get comfy, and let's get our session on.
Let's get it on.
Hey, babe.
Yeah?
How's your night?
It's all right.
Your night's okay?
Yeah.
Well, that's good. So, so I feel kind of weird about the other one.
Weird about the other one, what?
Well, the other podcast that we did.
Why, you just don't want to, you thought that was, well, where do you feel about it?
I mean, it just kind of pissed me off because I thought, it was a decent one.
Yeah, it was not the best, but it wasn't the worst.
It was not the best, it was not the worst.
Yeah.
But still, we did it.
Yeah.
And then somehow we lost it.
Wah, wah, wah.
Yeah. But either way, we went a whole week without putting out content.
No content.
And that's not good.
Not good at all.
No. So, but the great thing is that now we've got a little bit more time to play around with this one and the next one.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. So today we are going to be talking about basically just our lives, who we are, why we got into massage,
Okay.
and how we met. This is always a question.
Yeah, well, there's we have differences of when we actually got together. Yeah.
I get a lot of questions. Like, everybody is always just so surprised, or at least my students are, when they find out that I am married to another massage therapist.
Yeah, what's the first thing they say?
Do you guys massage each other?
Nah.
Nope, don't.
Sure don't, man. Unless
Absolutely
it's a special
not.
occasion. Unless something's hanging off or...
No. I mean, yeah, of course we massage each other.
Yeah, sure we do.
Like, if I have a headache, Alan's going to work on me.
Right.
Yeah. And if Alan's, shoulders are hurting, I'm going to work on him.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, it just kind of makes sense. We keep a table up and ready at our house at all times for just such a situation.
But it's not as frequent as you think. It's more like, hey, can you work on this? And it's one thing. It's very seldom that we get a full body massage.
Yeah, like, I don't know. I think that people have, like, these grand ideas of coming home at night.
You live in a spa.
Yeah, and, like, just working on each other. Like, no. When you
we
come
put
home,
on our robes and slippers.
Yeah. Like, when we come home from work, we don't want to keep working.
No, that's... That's what you got to... we know that about each other, but that's what you got to tell your family and friends after a while, too. Because in the beginning, everybody will expect you to work on them.
Oh, you do massage? Can you do something right here?
Yeah, just
and
for
then
a
they
second.
point at an area.
Yeah.
Can you work on me right here?
No, I can't.
No, I sure can't.
No, I'm busy.
I'm sorry. Do you have money?
Yeah.
Okay,
Well,
bye-bye.
what do you do for a living? Maybe we can trade.
Yeah. Oh, you do taxes? Excellent.
Oh, well, maybe I'll rub that knot off your neck if you can,
Yeah, if you can
do
save
my
me
taxes.
some tax money.
Yeah, that's for
Janky.
sure. Well, Sam and I, who wants to start off telling their history?
I kind of think that you should.
The history of Alan.
The history of Alan Yancey.
I'm gonna go
Esquire.
I'm going into my heritage.
It's my heritage.
It's my heritage. I'm going way further than yon from where I became a human being. I was once born to a Mr. Posey S. Yancey and a June Delano Yancey back in the year of... And it's always been a front of my... you're going to have to guess my age. But, I was born to a middle-class, low-class Or
Which one was it?
no, it was
Lower middle class.
lower middle
Yeah.
class.
Mm-hmm.
We had a roof over our head. We had a very, very strict Christian background.
Extremely strict
Yeah,
Christian.
this was open every time the church was open, I was there, and I was on the front row listening.
Mm-hmm.
And so, if anybody wants to get in a scriptural reading contest with me, I'd be more than happy to.
Oh Lord, he can just
Oh
name them
yeah,
off.
I can.
It's actually kind of scary.
Yeah, I could have my own religious podcast.
You totally could.
Very well.
Yeah.
Well, that's only a part of my life, and then I
Mm-hmm.
went into a different part of my life when I was a managed and worked at college bookstores,
Mm-hmm.
and I did that for a long time.
Yeah. What was it, like 20 years or something?
Yeah, it was 20 years I worked at
Good God.
as a bookstore manager and anything you can do in a bookstore type of person.
Mm-hmm.
And
Including inventory until 4 o'clock in the morning sometimes.
hey, yeah, well, I can have a whole episode on my mental breakdown,
Mm-hmm.
which is, I really haven't fully recovered from yet.
I know that's right.
But I had one of those enlightenment moments one time in retail that we
Well,
all get.
yeah. Yeah. You were also going through quite a lot of other things
Yeah,
at the
I
time.
had a lot of personal things happening all at one time.
Mm-hmm.
And so a divorce, my mother passed, and I lost my job. I didn't really lose it. They asked me to leave.
Yeah. But
It's not like I woke up and what did I do? I can't find. No, they asked me to leave.
right. It wasn't like you woke up and just couldn't
No,
find the job.
exactly. They made me sit down and fill out paperwork, and then
Mm-hmm.
put my stuff in a box type of thing.
And then, of course, you had that notorious meeting where they try to tell you everything that you did wrong.
Oh yeah, here's a tip for everybody: when you're getting fired, and I have been fired more than once, don't listen to the big spill about why you suck.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
it's
mean,
just a downer. You're getting fired anyway.
yeah. If at the end of this meeting I'm still getting
Right.
fired, what's the point? Let
Yeah,
me go.
let's just get to the point of where's my last check. That's
Yeah.
where we need to. That's where we need to get into.
Right.
But there's a little tip for you, as you
Mm-hmm.
as you've been asked the door. A real quick thing, how they fire you nowadays if you're in the spa business? They just quit giving you clients.
That's it. They give you the really sucky shifts.
Yeah.
Um,
They don't ever fire you. You just end up not working on anybody for weeks at a time. Well, after all that was about in 2002 was my awakening of sorts, and then
and I'm very glad that
yeah.
you had that, by the
Oh
way.
yes.
Yeah.
Looking back on it, if you just said, "Hey, Alan, I'm glad you're going through this," I would have socked you in the mouth. I said, "No."
Right.
But after looking back on it and seeing where I am today and who I am with today, oh man, I do it all over in a heartbeat, my friend.
He's so sweet.
I know.
Mm-hmm. I know.
I know, whatever. And so I decided to go to massage school because I was in therapy at the time, and my therapist says, "What would you like to do, Alan?" And I said, "You know what, massage therapy." And so that's how much thought I put in my future was my talk with my therapist, and at that moment, massage therapy sounded like something that I would be interested in.
Well, and I also think that it's kind of telling about who you are. That when you went to the massage school that both of us went to, you
Yeah.
decided to pick the program that was so far, like out of the box.
Out of the box for me, buddy.
That you had always lived in with your Christian background.
Yeah, I had an awakening of all kinds of things, and I went into Asian Body Works at the Atlanta School of Massage. What I knew about Asian Body Works and massage and anything else, you could put in a thimble.
Mm-hmm.
And so I didn't have to worry about relearning anything. And so I
Right.
went in there with a clean slate, as it was,
Mm-hmm.
because I wanted something completely opposite of what I had.
Right.
It's kind of like, the yin and yang of it all. I was going one way and now I was going the other.
Mm-hmm.
And so I've really enjoyed my decision to go to massage school. Changed my life. That's where I also the time that my wife attended the same time.
My background is definitely a little bit different, obviously. Wanting to be a massage therapist from a very early age. My mom had neck problems since she got into a car wreck, and I would just kind of work on her neck a little bit, and she said they always made her feel better. And then that moved into working on.
It'll make you feel better.
Yeah, that makes you feel better, honey. And then that moved into working on teachers. So like I was in like elementary school, working on my teachers. I actually got pulled out of a science test to work on. No, hold on, an English test to work on my science teacher. Got it flip flopped because she had a migraine.
Wow.
Yeah.
See, back in the days when I went to school, they would think you're, trying to fill them up. Back in the 70s when I went to high school. Yeah.
Absolutely not. But yeah, so I really wanted to go through massage school, like at a very early age, and it wasn't until I had my first real massage at age 18, and this really, really old guy, massage therapist at a resort.
Did we go over this?
I honestly don't remember, but he was so old, and I mean, it was like, dude, this guy is like gonna keel over in the middle of the massage. But also, he just like,
I'm here to give you a massage, Missy.
it was very much like that, and he just went to
hold my
town
teeth?
on my butt. I mean, he wailed on it. Like it was sore for days afterwards.
You sure he didn't go over you with his walker or a cane?
No, he was like digging his elbows into my glutes. And
older people have really sharp elbows too.
Well, and after that, I thought, I mean, if this is what massage is about, I don't think I want any part of it. And unfortunately, I did not become a massage therapist right away. I kind of fiddle-faddled around with my life a little bit.
More faddled than fiddle.
Yeah, a little bit more faddled than fiddled. Did a whole lot of drugs. Drank a whole lot.
Not good, Sam.
Not good.
Not good.
Let's see. I was working at a place that was laying folks off, and I decided to be one of them.
Mm-hmm. You volunteered to be laid off.
Exactly.
Is that like being fired?
I was basically, well, yes and no.
Okay.
I fired myself, basically.
Well, I fired myself quite often, too. So.
Is really what it kind of came down to.
It's usually what I say that gets me fired.
No, this was, do you want to quit? Yeah.
Oh, well, that's different then.
Yeah. Like, well, okay, then let's do this.
Okay,
but
sure.
It worked out so that I was able to take the package that I got and then go to massage school.
Way cool.
Yeah. I stopped doing drugs and running around drinking and being a hot mess. Mm-hmm. And
I was once lost in sin till school
Alan,
took me in. What?
Alan.
I'm sorry.
No.
I'm sorry.
No. That's not this podcast.
Okay.
You can have another podcast where you do that. Good Lord. I tell you what, Alan can just throw out a gospel song at the drop of a hat. It is so annoying.
But I can insert any lyrics you wish.
Yeah. Yeah, so then I went through massage school.
Yeah.
And I went through the spa and wellness program at Atlanta School of Massage.
Right.
Because I was interested in basically just the relaxation, stress relief. But when I read through the pamphlet and saw that I got to play with mud and seaweed and aromatherapy, man, I was all over that. And plus, I had read something earlier about reflexology, and that interests me. And I'm very glad that that's what I did, because it really is what I like to do.
Very cool.
After that, I went on to aesthetic school and all that stuff.
But we attended school at the same time.
We did, although we did not meet.
Did not know each other.
Yeah, we did not know each other. We did not meet at all in school.
Even though we had class together.
Even though we had class together every single Friday, apparently, for Lori Craig's AMP class. But it wasn't until, I had graduated and started working at a place.
Yeah.
But Alan was the person who did my interview. And I remember talking to you that day and thinking...
Did my interview we talking about at that spa?
Remember, like,
yeah.
I was there, you did that darn ion foot cleanse thing on me, and I felt like half drunk.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Sure.
I was supposed to give you a massage, and I gave you a massage, but it was crappy.
Very, very bad massage.
It really was. But apparently I was cute because you told the chick to hire me.
Yeah, she didn't have to really do any type of massage. She was going to get the job.
Hilarious.
Yeah, so...
well, at the time, I just... I was so insecure about everything. I really was.
Yeah.
So even something like a massage... that I'd gone to school with and I had been intuitively doing my whole life. I was even second guessing that about myself at this point in my life. So, yeah. But of course, the more that I did hands-on at the spa, I got a whole lot better. But it wasn't until Alan's class graduated and me and the other spa owner went to his graduation that I looked around at all the people that were in his class and I was like, oh my God, I was friends with half of these people. Why did I not ever meet you?
Yeah, that's the weird thing. It's kind of like, I was in class with you.
Yeah, I was in class with you. How in the world is this possible?
That's weird.
Yeah. Now, of course, I don't know if I was engaged at the time. Maybe a little bit engaged to my fiance while Alan and I worked together at the first place.
Mm-hmm.
And Alan got with his second wife right after I got fired from that spa.
Right.
Yeah. I'm not going to lie, I missed Alan a lot when I left.
We had a lot of fun.
We had a whole lot of fun.
Right from the beginning, we made each other laugh.
Yes.
And we laughed and we had a lot.
Mm-hmm.
We skipped we skipped work a couple of times.
Yeah.
And right off the bat, we were compatible and we liked each other as friends.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I liked you a little bit more than friends, but
don't give me that.
No, it's true. It's true. But because I was with the fiance at the time.
Well, yeah, that having a fiance kind of puts a stick in the mud.
Yeah. But so we went our separate ways.
Yeah.
For what, like a good 7 years?
Yeah, I got married.
Yeah, Alan got married. I got married. Somewhere along the line, I think your second marriage ended first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It did.
And then my marriage ended in 2009.
And I was really new on Facebook.
Yeah.
And so, I first time I when you just open your account and you send to everybody who's in your email account, everybody asks to be a friend.
Right.
And Sam happened to have the same email account for a very long time. And so we were very fortunate that my Facebook got to her. And we basically said, hey, how you doing? And we had about a sentence, and then that was it for about a month.
Yeah. At one point, because I had left the husband and I moved back in with my mom and dad, I was closer to where Alan lived. You said something about come and get a massage. I have a hot rock with your name on it. Yeah. And I said, oh, that's sweet. I love it when people name things after me.
And I said, well, I can wipe it off.
Yeah, it washes right off.
It washes off.
Yeah. But that first night in your living room, what'd you say?
Oh, yeah, this is why, this said, you know what, Sam? Even when we worked together, I said, I had a crush on you.
And I said...
And Sam says, that's nice.
Oh, that's so sweet. I did not say that's nice. I said, oh, that's so sweet.
That's so sweet.
Well, and at the time, I was not only getting out of the relationship with the husband, I was also getting out of my relationship with my transitional guy.
Yeah. Well, you really wasn't getting out of it when we met, if you want the truth of the matter.
It was dwindling. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was definitely dwindling. I just honestly did not want to dive into another relationship.
Oh, no.
Even though you were awesome
Yeah.
and we had such a great time when we worked together for such a short while before, like I just really needed to keep things casual. And we did until like our first hangout was December,
Yeah.
and I think it really wasn't until March for me
Yeah.
that I felt like, okay, yeah, he's
Yeah,
my dude.
somebody that I could actually date, maybe.
Yeah. Now, of course, what he thinks our first date is and what I think our first date is, two totally different things. Yeah.
Yeah.
What was our first date, Alan?
A first date, you talking about, are you taking the Valentine's Day?
Isn't that what you think?
Yeah, I know it is.
Yeah, Valentine's. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
This player over here, he picks me up, and we go hand out roses to the old ladies at
At the retirement home
the retirement home
that I was
volunteering
at.
Mm-hmm. So we handed out flowers, which was so sweet. I heard the most romantic story ever about a man who had the Eiffel Tower light up for his wife.
Yeah, and this was right after World War II.
Mm-hmm. And then after that, we went to Phoenix and Dragon.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And we had our aura pictures taken.
Yes.
Yeah, that was
still
awesome.
Have it.
Yeah, we still have that one and the other one that we took.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And that chick was just up at Phoenix and Dragon again this last weekend.
Her name was Laura Kay.
Yes, Laura Kay.
Laura Kay. So if you ever want your aura pictures made, she's it.
Yeah. Now, I think she lives somewhere else, but she
does.
comes down to Atlanta every once in a while. And
if you go on their website, you'll see her.
Oh, yeah, totally. She's awesome. She's total hoot. So definitely check her out. But yeah, so we had our aura pictures done, and then we went and ate Chinese food over at that place, and they were doing their Chinese New Year.
You skipped Zen tea.
We did do Zen tea.
Okay.
Yeah.
And we were doing Zen tea at a place that I was actually taking Qigong classes at.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, Zen tea. We haven't been there in forever.
Yeah.
We should go again.
Mm-hmm.
That was nice. But yeah, just like if you can imagine the most quaint little tea shop ever. I mean, it was just such a sweet, awesome day.
Mm-hmm.
And then we went and ate Chinese food.
Yeah.
And they were having their Chinese New Year celebration in the parking lot. And both of us lost at least 7 years off of our life from the smoke.
There's so much smoke from the fireworks and the firecrackers that I think there's still a layer somewhere in my lungs from that day.
These guys had on this like dragon costume, like like when you see like the big head dragon, and then they're like running around in circles. They were doing that with fireworks, and it was just, oh my God, it was loud, and the smoke inhalation was just horrible. But I mean, still like a very cool experience.
Oh yeah, it would. It went down as a perfect date in my books, and so I thought after that day, I said, I've got a chance here.
Yeah, that was a really good day. Yeah. But what he didn't know is that I had transitional guy coming over that night.
Yeah, that was kind of a downer when I found that out.
I'm sorry.
But you know what? I knew after that day, I don't care what he was bringing.
Now, of course, my thought about our first date, it wasn't even really a date. It was a trip. Alan and I got it in our heads that we were going to go down to Savannah, Georgia. And I said, hey, you want to go to Savannah? And you said,
yes.
Yeah, let's go. And you know what? We did.
Yeah, and that's pretty much has been our relationship since. Hey, do you want to? Okay.
Okay, and then we go.
Yeah, and there we do it.
And I definitely did not have that with any of the other fillers in my life.
No. And Savannah meant later on in our lives to come back to be even a more special place for us, because that's where we got married in Tybee Island, right off Savannah.
Yeah, yeah, that first trip to Savannah
No.
for me just kind of sealed the deal, just because we had so much fun, but traveling together was like no stress
Oh yeah,
whatsoever.
we travel very well together.
Very well together. And like some people, or at least like what I see in relationships in my life, are anytime you do anything together, there's yelling, there's people pissy,
Yeah,
and he and I went down to Savannah with no issues whatsoever.
yeah,
Like, just like, oh, look, it's a city market. You want to pull over and check it out? Yeah, let's check it out. And it was just the whole thing was just so laid back and cool. And I knew in that trip, like, yeah, this is my guy. This
yeah.
is my guy.
You know, when we've traveled across country together
Oh yeah,
and
yeah.
back, and so we've been in the car a lot together. That's why we know we travel well, because
Mhm.
when you're traveling across country with a U-Haul and a car dragging it,
Yeah.
and we have been lost in literally the middle of
Oh
nowhere.
my goodness, yes we have. That was the scariest
Yeah,
night ever.
in the middle of nowhere.
I w-
That could be a
now
podcast with
I
itself.
seriously, I did freak out quite a bit and yelled obscenities to Alan,
Yeah,
but then we were fine.
yeah. We just keep driving towards the light.
Keep driving towards the lot,
Keep
Caroline.
driving towards the light.
Oh my god, that was ridiculous. We took a U-Haul and pulling my car in the back over roads that should not have been gone over in a U-Haul and a trailer. I mean, like, I'm just kind of surprised
Yeah,
that we made it back
yeah,
safe and sound.
yeah. That was
That was, oh, in the middle of the pitch,
no.
pitch dark.
This is somewhere in the middle of
This was Cheyenne,
Wyoming.
Wyoming.
So we're somewhere in Wyoming.
Yeah. And then and then when we finally find our way to the hotel, it's like some cracky
Oh yeah,
hotel.
man.
No,
Cracky would be a upgrade.
yeah. Oh god, it was horrible.
It was bad.
It was really, really
Sleep
bad.
with one eye open.
Oh god. So yeah, like, if you can travel through that and still be married,
Yeah,
you're doing good. Yeah.
yeah.
But yeah, Savannah ended up being where we went for our wedding,
Mm-hmm.
and
Sam
that
got
was
Sam got her hair done at a Sea-Doo.
Sea-Doo, like a Sea-Doo rental place. I called them up a couple of days before, and I was like, yeah, I need to get my hair done, for my wedding. And they're like, okay, well, how many people are in your party? And I said, just me. And they're like, okay, well, yeah, we'll go ahead and schedule it. And then we just kind of had a sneaking suspicion,
Yeah.
and we went down to check it out first before the day, like the day of, and it was a darn restaurant and Sea-Doo rental place.
She booked us for a family of 4 to get us a luncheon and Sea-Doo special.
I
I
did
think.
not. No,
It's supposed to get your hair did.
I was supposed to get my hair done.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was hilarious, and I guess the chick just did not listen to me
Yeah.
when I was asking about it, because like it had the same number as this hair place.
Yeah, that's what Sam claims.
God.
But
No, it did. Like,
and we had I think a perfect day on our marriage.
oh god, our wedding
Yeah.
day, it really was perfect,
Yeah.
because I mean, number one, we were able to get into the hotel room early. Our hotel room was awesome because
Yeah.
it had the balcony,
Yeah, the balcony.
and
We got married on July 4th.
we got married on July 4th. We had no problems getting the officiant.
No.
And it was just me, Alan, the officiant, and a photographer on the beach
Right.
on Tybee. And, we were just barefoot and laughing and, just having fun.
No. It felt like 100 degrees, but once you got onto the beach, it was fine.
Yeah.
It felt really good out.
Yeah, that was great. And then we got back to the hotel, and
That's where everything went bad.
no, actually that
Oh,
that
okay.
day it was fine.
That day was fine.
That day was fine. The next day it was like back to reality.
Yeah, that's where I sat on my. Did I sit on my glasses?
You sat on your glasses. I got stung by a jellyfish. Yeah, it was just crazy day.
It's not
Yeah.
the first time I've sat on my glasses on a
And
journey.
no, like seriously, it doesn't matter where we go. Alan's gonna sit on his glasses. I mean, or lose his wallet, or lose his keys.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Yeah, I have bought one of those tile things where you can keep track of everything. And, it has been well worth my time. If that was invented, before, who my life could be totally different.
Seriously. But yeah, wedding day was awesome. We got back to the hotel room. We went and ate at Vic's on the river.
Hmm.
But we kind of just decided in the middle of it that,
Yeah, it's been a long day.
like, it's been a long day. Let's just pack up our food and go to the room. And we did, and I'm so glad that we did.
I am too.
Because downstairs they were also having free wine.
Yeah. No. I went up and downstairs for Sam.
Like a good 4 times getting me wine. And of course Alan doesn't drink, so it's basically just me getting tipsy.
Yeah, I'll take 2 again.
And you know what? That was the best white wine ever. A Pinot Grigio, and it was just so good. Like, seriously, nothing compares to it. And the best thing of all was that we were able to see the fireworks.
And what happened right before the fireworks?
We had our first dance. Some guy was out in the, one of the squares. What was he playing?
Saxophone.
Thank you. Playing the saxophone, and we had our first dance on the balcony, listening to the saxophone dude. And then we watched the fireworks that night on our balcony. Perfect. On our private balcony.
Yeah.
It was the best. And of course, the next day, you stuck on your glasses. I got stung by a jellyfish. Yeah. I also had a minor sunburn.
Yeah. We went from the 5-star restaurant to back to Five Guys.
We did. Went to Five Guys. That was hilarious. I forgot about that. But yeah, back to reality after that. Mm-hmm. Now, since then, since we've gotten married, we have worked at a couple of places together.
Yeah. We started off at the same place together.
But then...
I just been there longer.
Yeah. Yeah, you stayed there a whole lot longer after I did.
Yeah.
Now...
Yeah, I have issues.
Yeah, that's true. Because the person that you were working for, you really... It's just surprising that she was in business for that long.
Yeah, I have issues.
Yeah. Now, I went and worked for one of her competitors down the road. And that actually turned out okay because that put me through aesthetic school. And I also went on to open up a couple of locations for them. And then that kind of led me towards moving up to Dunwoody so that I could then work at the school and also work at a med spa. And then, let's see, I left the med spa, started working at the school full time. And man, I've pretty much been at the school just about ever since, except for that brief moment when I was going through the divorce and started working at the chiropractor's office. Mm-hmm. And then that's when Alan and I met back up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Alan, you were working at the same place?
I was working in the spa, but...
Mm-hmm. But you were also doing your own mobile gig.
I was doing my own business. I was still taking Tai Chi and doing Qigong and learning a whole different set of way I would like to live. But then I've moved on for a chiropractor. I've worked for myself, and I've worked for spas. Mm-hmm. And I've been very blessed to be busy. I've been very blessed.
You are busy.
Yeah.
You're very busy. Because even now that we've came back from Portland and you are working at the spa down here.
It took me about 6 months.
And then doing your own thing. Yeah. Yeah, you're back to busy again.
Right.
Yeah. Let's see. After I did the chiropractors, within about that same time as when I went through the whole Reiki thing and became a Reiki master. Mm-hmm. Let's see. It was also during that time that I started traveling around with professional gamers. And, professional gamers that are 16 years old playing Call of Duty. Yeah.
Was that the name of the game that they were playing at the time?
Yeah, it was Call of Duty. Yeah. If you look up a professional gamer by the handle of Nomad, then that's who I was working with. He was or he is, a quadriplegic, but he invented his own controller that he worked with his chin, and man, he could whoop up on some people with that thing. It was ridiculous. Now, the guy that I was working with for that was a real a-hole. So so I stopped doing that, and also me and gamers, we just don't mix well, which is why the first husband and I did not mix well. And then let's see, when we were together, that's when I went through the year and a half of the soul immersion, just to kind of get better with Reiki, but also to get better with like energy work and some of the.
What was the lady from California? What was her name?
Well, she was from Oregon, but her name is Sarah Wiseman.
I knew that.
And she has an online program that you can do. The one that I went through is called Soul Immersion. I don't know quite what she's got going on now, but it's, kind of the same thing. Like the more that massage therapists get around people, our mirror neurons like to kick up in high gear, and our empathy and intuition really come out to play. And if you don't really know what's happening with that, then it can scare the holy hell out of you. Luckily, I knew what was happening, and kind of dealt with some things through Reiki and through that class, and was a little bit more prepared.
Yeah, a massage prepared me with, and I just went the route of the meditation.
Yeah, similar place, but just a different route. And of course, I was have always been teaching spa therapies, so aromatherapy is kind of my thing. I'm currently in a clinical aromatherapy class that is out of Canada, and it's like a little over 700 hours. So it's like going through massage school again all over, but just for aromatherapy.
Yeah, I tell you what, Sam is busy always studying, and I admire and I cheer her on, because I just do other things that interest me besides continual education, and that's what Sam is. She is continually educating herself in the business.
But you know what? I love it.
Yeah, that's her deal, and that's what she loves.
And I found myself, especially being an instructor, like, you always have to be curious. You always have to be asking questions. And like, depending on what I'm teaching, like, I have to be prepared as the instructor. So when I started teaching, anatomy and physiology, musculoskeletal anatomy, business and marketing, and pretty much anything else that's like outside of my spa and wellness wheelhouse, like, forces you to dive in and study as much as you can so that you can prepare the students.
Yeah, I think that's one reason why we work well together, because you need answers and I don't.
Yeah, totally. Like, I definitely need to know why and how, and how can we break this apart and make it better. And Alan's like, okay. Okay, yeah. I support you. You're doing a great job, Sam.
Yeah, and I tell you what, she will stick to it until it is done too.
Oh yeah, if I get my mind set on something, I'm on it.
You're just kind of like you're out of the loop.
Yeah. So like one day we're like, hey, you want to maybe, I don't know, do a podcast?
Yeah. And I said, that's a great idea.
That's a great idea.
And it kind of goes back like to Savannah. It's kind of like, hey, you want to go to Savannah? Yeah, that's a great idea.
Yeah. Hey, you want to move to Portland, Oregon?
Yeah.
That's a great idea.
I love that idea.
Let's go. And that's pretty much
and the
just
thing
how
is,
we are.
After that, we put in things that you put in things to make it happen.
Yeah, to actually follow through.
And I go, yeah, you can do it.
Yeah, babe, do it. But man, I tell you what, like, if I did not have Alan as a supportive, nurturing rock to kind of hold me up, I don't think that I would have been able to do it myself, So I mean, you support us in ways that I cannot even like comprehend. You know, like you're
Yeah, most of the stuff is uncomprehendable. I have to admit that.
you're there for me, you
Mm.
know, and like I have a tendency to be there for everybody else,
Yes.
and you're there for me, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
And that gives me the strength to do whatever it is that I set my mind to. And you help out so much when I'm busy with school, and you know, busy with school, busy with this, busy with that. Like
I'm not.
it just
I'm not going to interrupt any. Go
our
ahead.
our life just could
Yeah.
not happen.
One thing that I feel like separates us from anybody that I have ever known is that I know I can tell Sam anything.
Absolutely, communication really is
Oh
the
my
key.
goodness.
Like
Have you? I've never had anybody that I could tell everything to.
never,
Not even
ever.
my minister or psychologist. You know,
Actually, especially not your minister.
because trust me, he knew better.
Oh my god.
And
But I mean, no, like I can tell Alan anything if
Yeah.
I'm pissed off
yeah,
at something, and like pissed off specifically at him.
Right.
I've got no problems telling him.
oh no,
And you know, like we'll talk it out. You know.
yeah, it's
And unfortunately, not a lot of relationships
no.
and partnerships in business or in relationships work that well.
No, we're able to talk about finances, talk about sex,
Right.
talk about those things that most couples feel very uncomfortable about talking about each other. You know about. So
Yeah. And for us, it's just, you
it's
know,
just like conversation.
I am living and working with my best friend.
Aw,
It's true.
you know what? Me too.
Aww.
Aw,
Aww.
sounds like we hit a pack of small deer.
Aww. Look at
Ah,
them.
they're so happy together.
How is the weather?
You know what? We're sappy. We love each other.
Yeah. We put stuff on Facebook all the time, which I'm
Yeah.
sure people get annoyed with.
You know, and I think it helps that we're on the same wavelength in our religion and our politics and our
We have a religion?
well, you know
Yeah.
what I'm saying,
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
the lack of.
Or the lack of.
Right.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And so there's a lot of things that we just don't let us stumble over other things that people get angry over.
So I don't know where this journey is going to take us,
I don't either.
but I know I'm having fun
Yeah.
with you right now.
We've gone through a lot, and
Yeah, we have.
we've learned how to enjoy the small things.
Yeah. I mean, I think both of us has had, our fair share of losses,
Yeah.
whether it is, family members,
hmm
jobs, dreams.
Yeah.
And it's good to be able to talk to someone about that, to know, to understand that. And it's
There's
also even more important that I know that if I want to do something, no matter what it is,
Yeah.
Alan would support me wholeheartedly, and I would for him as well.
If somebody has a passion for something, your job is to make sure that it happens.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't know where this is going to take us, but we're having fun.
Yeah, we are.
Anyway, I hope that answers questions about who we are.
Yeah, I don't know if it really answered anything actually.
Well, I mean, we have people like asking,
Okay.
like, how did you meet?
You
Blah,
know
blah,
what?
blah.
If this helped anybody, it helped to be express my feelings towards Sam in a public forum.
Aww. Ain't he just so darn sweet?
Aw.
Babe, how's your night?
That's okay.
Check us out on Instagram,
Facebook.
You can, of course, download our podcast on iTunes and Stitcher.
Yeah.
Do us a favor and subscribe. Like,
Like.
comment.
Please comment. Even if it's bad, I'll erase it.
I think that's it.
Yeah, I think it is.
Yeah. So,
Love and compassion.
love and compassion, y'all.